And we're live. Oh, except for the title of the stream, which my chat knows. My chat knows just as much as Mord's chat knows that I have as many technical... I wouldn't say as many technical difficulties. Actually, no. I definitely do have more technical difficulties than you do.
Really?
Yeah, well,
really?
you don't have technical difficulties. You are the difficulty on your stream.
Wait, what? No. What the fuck? Wait, then what do you have? What's the difference?
The difference is, sometimes my computer doesn't want to keep up with me, whereas you don't want to keep up with your computer. That's the difference.
Okay, that's...
It's true. It's true. But we'll get that fixed. Did you get the second monitor yet?
I do have the second. I didn't set it up though. I didn't set it up. That'll be a tomorrow trial. We'll see if I can get it set up for tomorrow's stream. I think I can do it.
I'm the same way. I have to set up my third and fourth monitor, so we're kind of...
Why do you need... What? Why do you need 3 or 4 monitors? What are you even gonna do with them? You're not Batman. What are you gonna do? You're gonna be monitoring Gotham City.
That's exactly
Neopets,
what I'm doing.
One of them.
If Phantom Greyfire's here, he knows what I'm up to. He knows.
What would you need 3 or 4 monitors for? I literally don't understand.
So I on this computer where on Discord, I do all my editing, but I also have my second account, which is my online business stuff. So what I'm doing is I'm bringing that to the second desktop. And so what happens is when I do my YouTube videos for the One Piece stuff, I end up having 200 tabs open or more. And so I closed all of them for today so that we could, stream without the raid failing. So I had to clap back some memes. Your editors on Morge Unleashed, they were having a fun time with me. I don't know if
they didn't do. I saw the video. I don't remember though. I don't think they did anything to
Yo, they called me. They called me on something I didn't even realize. You want to see this? I don't know if I can. I'm pulling up on my. So funny story is, if you're looking at the stream, the screen that's showing that's a laptop. So it's not even the computer that I'm on right now.
Oh, what? I'm so confused. I don't know how you're doing this. All right. Also, fuck you, fuck everybody in your stupid chat. Fuck all of these people. They're all... I was not... Can you tell them the truth? Tell them that I was on time. I was on time. I was here 15 minutes beforehand.
Yeah. So
ParVision was setting up the stream for 10 minutes. Fuck all of you. I was on time.
No, he's telling the truth, chat. So yeah. So what... First, El Baffy, thank you for the 2 months sub. Second thing was that... If you guys have seen my Twitter or Discord, I've been working on a big video that just came off of 1060. If you saw my collab with Sai, actually, he in the stream, he said yeah, go make that video. And so I was rendering that video, but I did some different things that I normally do, and you'll see it. And because I did those things, I included some other clips, it took double the time to render. And so it's on me. I'll take it on there, For those of you who how this One Piece YouTuber got started on TikTok. That's what your Morge Unleashed.
Oh, no, we changed it. We changed it to that later on.
I know the first one was
a better title.
The first one was funnier, but
yeah, first one was funnier, but this one is probably it upped the viewership a little bit more. But yeah.
Look at this meme. They meme me so hard. I mean, it was funny though. It was funny because I didn't even catch this when they said have you seen this? Have you seen that? You were one of the first creators, but it was when I was talking about people mentioning the raid failing on on TikTok. So then when I was saying it, there was a slight thing that I said and they caught it. It was have you seen the raid fail thing? So that's when I was started.
I remember when I see it.
It was, what are your thoughts on the raid fail? Do you think the raid's failing? I was like, do people think the raid is failing? This is exciting. Who's saying this? And so I started asking.
Oh, shit. I'm not going to be able to hear it. You're going to have to narrate to me what they're saying. So I guess we'll see the edit.
So I go, this is insane, exciting. And I say insane. I start out saying insane, but I catch myself. But I meant insane in a good way. I meant insane in a good way. But out of context, it's So yeah, that was, all that jazz.
That's pretty minor. I'll say that's pretty minor. I don't know if you've seen the edits they do to me. It's a million times worse. So all
right, but
that's just what happens.
Can we talk about Can we talk about the thumbnail for it though? Who's executive decision?
No, that was me. That was me. That's.
I died when I saw this. I forgot who sent it to me. Someone sent it to me on stream to watch it. I looked at the thumbnail. I'm like, did Morge? I gotta clear this up. If Morge did it, we got.
Yeah. No, because all right, it was like, it's nothing personal. It's just like first it was just your face and my face. Then it was like, okay, let's make it more contrasty. So then, we made my side light and your side dark for evil. Then we're like, let's just go all out. So then I had a Halo and Devils, and we're like big ass evil Morge text.
That's too funny. I died when I saw that. Like I think I literally have the VOD up where I'm just like laughing at this. Or it might have been a Twitch stream. And then I made the other important one was how you confirm the Vanderdecken theory. There's still people who don't believe that one. Can you believe that?
I believe that one. I think that's a great theory. It makes sense. It's probably never going to be like confirmed canonically, but it's like one of those things that I probably just won't get around to. But it makes so much sense.
You know what's funny though? I'll get to it. I'll say what's funny in a second, but first let me just do the intro. So yeah. Welcome chat, welcome everyone, Morge viewers, my viewers, wherever you came from, got the link. Hopefully you guys saw, like maybe you guys aren't either of our viewers, that'd be cool. But welcome to the Voice of All Things. It's a stream that I typically do on Sundays, and I haven't done it in like 2 or 3 weeks actually, now I think about it. And what we typically do here is we theory craft, that kind of stuff, or we kind of talk about subjects that they don't have to connect to the chapters, but the last few chapters we kind of have to connect back to. It doesn't make sense not to talk about them. And so it's the Voice of All Things because we, Gold Roger, he like heard the poneglyphs, the Voice of All Things, and that's how he got on the track towards the true history. And then Professor Clover, he was putting out his theory about what the true history was towards the Gorosei. And then what happened was, because he technically, Morge, we're both theorists, but we're nowhere close to Professor Clover. He's the greatest theorist in the entire realm of One Piece because he was there 700 chapters ago. And so what happened to him was that he got Buster called. So I didn't do it this time around because, we're a little bit late, but today Morge is my Buster call guest. I Buster called him, if that makes sense. And today we'll be talking about, some of the recent chapter stuff. The Clone War stuff was just like a meme playing off the Seraphim things. But then 1060 came, and that one's even crazier. So going back to what we were talking about before I did the intro, was that in 1060 we get a better view of Im. And what's funny is, you were saying that the Vanderdecken mushroom thing may not be like confirmed ever, right? But what people came back to me, and I don't know if you've seen this flowing around, is that Im might be a Kinoko Bito. And I was just like, this isn't even me pushing this. What do you there's no way. So what do you think Im is? Do you think it's a normal person?
No, I think well, I mean, I could save it for like a full video or something like that, but my feeling is that Im could be... It's one of those things I need a bit more time to like really piece things together or whatever, because like Im is one of the things that like I think other people have thought about more, if that makes sense. Like it wasn't one of the things I was super duper interested in figuring out for a long time, but now obviously he's really prominent, so I want to see what that's about. But I feel like Lunarian's not a bad guest. Last of the Lunarians or something along those lines could be a good possibility. I also buy into the idea that he could be from the moon or something. I don't think he's just a normal dude.
Okay.
I don't think he's a normal dude.
We're on the same boat, not normal dude. I wasn't even the one. I saw them, like, people in comment sections all over the place saying, I'd be Kinoko Bito, and I'm like, there's no chance these people knew about Kinoko Bito without the Vanderdecken video. But
yeah. I would not have recognized that as a thing from One Piece if I hadn't talked to you.
Yeah, like, and the body proportions, I had a different theory, but now that we got this chapter, I kind of have to scrap that video. I might still post it and just be like, it's possible, but what do you think about this? I think silhouettes, and like, I don't know if you heard the shadow theory. I talked about it, like the Reverie and here and there. I think Randy Troy posted a video about it. But silhouettes in One Piece, the way I see them is like a lot of times it's like, I think back to the Baratie, or like around that time when Johnny and Yosuke, they told us about the warlords, and they just looked like Wano swordsmen, but they weren't like, and you know, obviously the warlords didn't even look close, besides Mihawk, they didn't really look close to that. And the way I think about it is like, that was their perspective of what they think would be super powerful warlords, because they were swordsmen, they knew Mihawk, and so all the other ones might look similar. And so that's kind of how I took it when Oda made that the silhouettes, even though they were clearly wrong. I don't think that he wouldn't have them in mind, because he already made, like right after he mentioned Jinbei. So it's like, I kind of feel like he did have it in mind, and he uses silhouettes to like frame our perspective. But like, we get like Kaido, his, I don't remember when Garp mentioned him, and it looked off, it didn't even look close, and then we got the reveal, and he was like the coolest looking character, and that was like well before Wano. I feel like 100 chapters before we saw him in Wano, and it was still like sort of silhouette-y. But here we are going to the last saga, and we still don't have like anything more about Imu. What do you think? Like, what do you think? It's gonna be something we've seen before, or do you think it's gonna be something we've never seen before?
Oh, okay, so my thoughts on this are basically this. With the silhouettes that Oda has done in the past, he does them lots of times for several reasons, which I feel like are I think with the Shichibukai, here's the thing with the Shichibukai. Oda actually had early concepts that he released for the Shichibukai that are fairly different from what we finally got.
Yeah.
I think with the Shichibukai, you're right that it was probably like their assumption, or like their vision of the general concept of 7 really strong pirates, basically, right?
Right.
But Oda definitely, I don't think at that point in time had the designs penciled down in his mind just yet. So he probably was a little bit like it worked both ways, and that he got away without having to flesh out all of their silhouettes just yet, because he probably didn't have exactly the final designs in mind. I think there's a bit of a mix there. With Kaido, Oda probably had a design in mind early on, which is why we saw a bit of his face, but then Oda changed his mind later on and was like, this will look better, and that's what we finally got, right? So those examples aside, I think with the silhouettes, I think the biggest reason that Oda's hiding Im is because Oda really, really, really likes making very impactful introduction scenes. I think with Im, we have yet to actually get his true introduction scene, because whatever that is and whatever that final face reveal is going to be is probably going to be a very, very important scene in the story. So it's kind of like with Green Bull, right? We saw his silhouette first a little bit at the Reverie. That was just a teaser. Everything we've gotten from Im so far are teasers, which means that whatever big introduction scene Oda has for Im is going to be even crazier than revealing he's on the empty throne, revealing that or having him destroy an island or whatever. It's going to be something really, really cool and impactful. So that's what I'm excited for.
1060 is still teaser, because that's what I've been saying.
Yes, because like Im himself has yet to do, like, think of the great introductions we've gotten so far. I mean, Green Bull, who's a bum, his introduction was still really cool. Yeah. His introduction chapter, if you remember, that had people like the Green Bull hype train. Yeah, it was our last chapter before the 1 month break. We were so excited for Green Bull. Right. Same with Aokiji, same with Kizaru. Like, their introduction scene is usually them doing something really, really crazy or impactful. Mihawk, same thing. So Im himself, I think when he actually does something really, really cool, maybe we get a flashback of his interaction with Sabo or something like that. I think that'll be his big introduction scene, in my opinion.
I agree that this is like teaser, but like then when you say like when he does something really cool, I mean, I think deleting Lelucia off the map is really, really cool. So it's like he's doing something, but like what could be crazier when we introduce him? Like, you know what I mean?
I think that's like a push of a button type thing. So I guess like kind of like Crocodile would do things from afar, but I think we really got our full face reveal of him, I think, from what I recall, at the start of Alabasta, right, when he's like just taking out a bunch of pirates. So I don't know if Im's introduction scene, I'm saying like it'll be something that more involves his own presence rather than like being man behind the curtain.
This is like Crocodile on Little Garden, and we see him like a silhouette on a phone, and then once we got into the actual arc where he's the main antagonist, then we got Crocodile, vice versa, we'll get Im, right?
I think so.
That makes sense.
On a way bigger scale.
Yeah, obviously. So going back to the Warlords idea, this is, you know, one of the things that I was thinking about was Do you think that from the beginning, Oda had the Seraphim idea with the warlords like this?
Dude, okay, so wait, let me also throw this out real quick, just to if you want to tweet this or something like that, then I'll just retweet, etc. Basically, right now, if you want to do that. While I answer this, with the Seraphim, I don't know. I think he probably had it in mind, maybe at some point, or like halfway through the story or something like that. But I don't know if this was always penciled into his mind. You know what I mean? Just because, it's so hard to say. We know that Oda still likes to add new things that he hadn't thought of from the beginning. You know, like how many scabbards there are going to be and stuff like that.
Right.
So the Seraphim, I think we'll find out. You know what? I think what will confirm it is like, okay, there's two ways I look at it, kind of, which is like maybe as Oda kept expanding the world and more relevant characters, so you have Law, you have Yamato, like you have so many other important characters on the good guy's side. Maybe as he was coming up with that, he was also coming up with stronger forces for the Marines, so maybe the Seraphim came up as a concept then. Gotcha. I think that's a possibility. Or if we get towards the end of the story and the Seraphim turn out to be really important, like, I'm not explaining this well. Let's say this. If at the end of the day, the Seraphim exists purely for matchup purposes, to give more characters fights, give more battles and stuff like that, then I would be like, yeah, maybe Oda came up with it halfway through the story as his world was expanding. If the Seraphim turn out to be extremely critically important to some like, pure story aspect of One Piece, or some major dramatic feats or reveals or something like that, then maybe it's something that he had in mind way earlier. That makes sense?
Yeah. No, I think what also interests me is the fact that they're children right now, and like versus being a full-fledged clone of them, which is like, because the kid aspect of it kind of makes it feel premeditated, because he had like the SBS, and there's probably more behind it. And if like anyone has watched the Godfather Shanks video, that, you know, that could be a very good reason why there's a child emphasis point on these like soldier fighter type of things, because, you know, Dragon has an army of children's soldiers. That's what Sabo and Koala essentially were. They were training with a bunch of kids. Where those kids come from, they come from liberated countries. And so a major emphasis point I had in that video was that it seems like every faction utilizes kids in a different way. And that was the part about Shanks and Luffy's relationship, where it's like there's an interesting way that Shanks might have used Luffy or others in a similar fashion. Each faction is using children in a very different way. And it almost seems like the pirates are the most protective class towards kids. Like we look at like Whitebeard, Roger, like they can keep kids safe, whereas like we go to the Punk Hazard, those kids were not safe at all. Like,
dude, yeah, I mean, like world government, we know that like Mother Carmel had a whole slave trade running to find strong kids to sell them off to the world government to train them into be like giants, admirals, stuff like that.
Right. So so another question, I think you touched upon this in the in your stream, was these ideas of clones. See, the thing with the Seraphims was I didn't predict this part, but what I was saying was that we would get like every peak person recreated. So we have like Moria, he could get the corpses of all these dead people and turn them into super soldiers, whatever shadows they get. Maybe the Rocks Pirates, there was already the thought behind that, right? But then we also have like Judge can have like super soldiers, and if we have Caesar with them, then we got giant super soldiers. And if they're like, you know, working like the Vinsmokes in some capacity, then that's even crazier. Now we got Vegapunk with Seraphims. It's like, where do you I feel like at the end of the day we're just gonna get like this massive clone wars, hence the name of this stream. And I was like, does that feel good to you, or does it? I feel like it's better than the Naruto stuff. For people who haven't watched Naruto, there's a certain point in the series where you could just stop watching and preserve your memory of it, but like it's already past the point where you get the Edo Tensei, right? Like where everyone comes in. And I think that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way because of the massive hacks. It kind of came out of nowhere. There was like very little drip for that. Whereas here in One Piece, Thriller Bark was how many chapters? Like 500 chapters ago, and that thought was already there. And then we get in Whole Cake Island this clones, and now Seraphims. It's like I feel like it's happening, but I also don't know if I'd like that. You know what I mean?
Dude, so I guess I'll say this because we're comparing it to Naruto. It's just like I think like with Naruto, especially with the Edo Tensei and stuff like that, a lot of people just didn't enjoy that final war in general for many different reasons. So it's like that also affects your enjoyment of like the types of enemies we're getting, which are basically, dude, a lot of the Edo Tensei stuff was irritating to me, I guess, because it like quadrupled down on an aspect of Naruto that I think a lot of people were kind of a little tired of, which is like the idea of like talk no jutsuing or like really bonding or like finding that emotional connection with the enemy, which is like I've not, you can call that really amazing writing or whatever, but it gets tiresome when that's like every single battle. And Edo Tensei was an excuse for all of these former Hokage, like all of these characters to like fight each other, but also like have these bonds and legacies with each other and everything like that. And like I don't know, it was a lot of stuff like that. Okay. With the One Piece stuff, there's two things, which is like, I think these Seraphim are purely there for matchups, which I personally think is better for this final war. We've already got characters that are like fleshed out characters, like Akainu, Blackbeard and stuff, that we want to see dramatic stuff out of. Beyond that, I just want to see some cool matchups. Let's get the Seraphim to fight some people. I'm cool with strong clones and stuff like that. The other thing is that One Piece's stuff is built up so well in terms of the Seraphim, because this is like, you cannot say a damn thing about the Seraphim being like an asshole or like out of nowhere or something like that, because like this has been the entire fucking New World, from like Punk Hazard through Whole Cake Island and like Germa and all of that stuff, through Wano, where again we're learning more about like these science experiments, biological bloodline, stuff like that. Like all of this time, the entire New World has been leading up to the reveal of like, yeah, we can do stuff like androids or biological weapons and stuff like that, like the Seraphim, right? Like it's been so well set up. In fact, it would be disappointing if we didn't hit something like this. Now, if you're talking about like Clone Wars in general, like other forces coming in with stuff like that, I'll just say that I'm never too interested in like advanced fodder, if that makes sense. So like if we just like that's what I call the gifters, like, or the Germa soldiers or stuff like that, like, or even Kaido's numbers. Stuff that's just like, oh, we've got a really strong clone army or like some supersized giants or some stuff. It's not going to be relevant at the end of the day for the actual fights we care about. That's why I like the Seraphim. More stuff like that I'm cool with. The Seraphim are going to be strong against anybody.
And I'm leaning more towards the side that there's a limited amount of Seraphims, like just 7. That's what a lot of people are saying. But isn't, with Vegapunk, especially with we saw with Kuma, right? Is there a possibility that there's just legions of Mihawks and Boas and whatever other warlords? Because that would be
insane. That would be like one Mihawk cut an island basically. Like he probably could have cut the full island if he wanted to.
I think it's better if it's limited, right? Because then it's the matchup focus. If there's many, then it's advanced fodder side. So exactly. It does. It's so interesting because it's like, I feel like Oda's gonna pull it off, but I agree. I don't want it to just be advanced fodder, right? Because then we get to the point with like either Moria or some way. Do you feel like we're gonna get Rox and Roger coming back?
And so people were talking about that. What do you think?
I think we are, but like, and then even beyond that, there might even be Void Sentry stuff. Because what I was saying with 1059 was one of the things I was saying was that based off of Boa's dialogue, she said that you can't affect a past user statue. And then in my head, to breeze through like the full logic of it, it's that implies that she has interacted with a past user or past user statue. Now, when would she ever have that opportunity? That was when she was given the fruit as a slave. And then I've always questioned this in a previous video. I was saying like, why were they giving the slaves these broken ass powers, especially that one where you could just touch someone and turn them into stone? You don't even need to be afflicted by the emotions, from our understanding. You just need to be touched. So that's a very broken power. And so what I was thinking was that she was given that fruit and forced to try and destatue or unpetrify an important statue that they have, and they were passing it along slaves and punishing them until they were able to do it. And luckily for Boa fit all the criteria of like handling that fruit to the best of its capabilities, but Fisher Tiger came through and liberated her, right? And so that's why I think like Blackbeard in the chapter, it felt like Blackbeard didn't particularly want the fruit for himself. It could be that he wants it for himself, or he just wanted to deny the Navy of it because he knows something is there. And the reason why that's important, well, an inkling into it was when we go to chapter 906, on the way to the reverie, Shirahoshi and Stelly are walking up these stairs, and on the side there's these giant statues, and I was like, no fucking chance these giant monster statues are gonna get like, these are the ones depetrified. It's like, I think it's like,
so it's at 905 or something
906 like 906 I believe.
906.
Yeah, and so they're just I could actually pull it up too on the stream.
Ooh, yeah. Dude, I love this. This is so exciting, actually. I love this idea that the stone, like, there could be characters from Void Century time that are straight up still existing today, just in stone form or something along those lines. That would be so interesting.
And those things are massive, too. Like,
dude, yeah, wait, okay. If we spitballed a little bit here, like, it sounds like you can't undo it with the Mero no Mi, right? But Blackbeard's own fruit, now you gotta be thinking, Blackbeard's own fruit, in theory, it can negate devil fruit powers, right? So no, because Blackbeard didn't think that he could unpetrify his own men. He thought that only Hancock's ability could.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking more so because Boa was a kid. How many times in the series have we seen like someone just unlock a new, which is kind of obnoxious a little bit. You know, I think Law's particular one where it's like, oh, re-room, like, oh, crew, like we didn't get it. So it's
Law stuff is weird.
yeah. So like, how many times in the series is it that like we could just get like, oh, she didn't, as a child she couldn't do that makes sense, that's why she feels like that, but then, you know, she learns or she awakens her power or something, or maybe her power is slightly different. I think a lot of people, I had 3 series of videos after 1044 once we learned about the mythical Zoans, and I set like a bunch of criterias as to like a few candidates for other mythical Zoans that were Paramecias, and so, or Logias. And so one of the main ones is like Moria. Moria is not known as the shadow human, he's known as the ruler of shadows. And I'm like, that's just straight up, like, that could just be a mythical Zoan name. Like, and then Caribou is another one because he personified his fruit. He said my devil fruit power has an empty stomach. And then he's also been regarded as a beast. Like, whenever Luffy's observation haki kicks in, he calls him a wild beast. I'm like, that sounds like a Zoan. But a lot of people were putting in those videos, and I didn't make a video on it, was Boa might be the Medusa, like mythical Zoan Medusa. And I'm just like, that's an option. And so that, you know, lends itself to the idea that there's another level to what she's capable of, and she just doesn't know. Similar to Luffy, similar to Law. Some of the things that Law did now would have been really helpful, you know, back on Punk Hazard. You know what I mean? Like, so you know, I feel like Boa
very helpful. No, one thing I like about that idea, and also Randy Troy's mentioned something interesting that, but before I get to that, one thing I like about the idea you're throwing out for Boa there, that maybe she could be used with Awakening, if she unlocks Awakening or something, the ability to unpetrify some characters that have maybe been frozen for a long time. It gives Boa like a purpose in the story, if that makes sense, which is, like, I think Oda's done a really good job of repurposing lots of past characters. I think Crocodile is one of the best examples of that. Is, funnily enough, like, also a really, really good example of that, right? Like, finding ways to make, like, it's like Endgame, what's the purpose of these characters lying around? Crocodile, Buggy, Mihawk, etc. Okay, they're actually a Yonko group, and actually they're not just existing as a Yonko group, they're very active in, like, being the forefront of starting up this Pirates-Marines conflict again, right? Sorry, but Boa Hancock, she kind of just exists at this point basically as an attached gag character to Luffy, right? Like, essentially it's a glorified Luffy fangirl.
And it got a little bit worse with 1059 because of the like, she's supposed to be the strongest female besides Big Mom, but then we don't even get an explanation how she got essentially no diffed, right? Because Blackbeard had no marks on him, but then he goes like, if I let you go, and I'm just like, well, how did Boa even end up in this situation?
I don't know, like, I felt felt like that still gave her the respect because
Yeah,
Blackbeard's still scared of like what, like he's like, if I let you go, you'll beat me. But at the same time, it's like he's an emperor; he should be able to capture her.
Right.
So it's like I think it played it right on both sides. But you're definitely right that she was hostaged basically for like she was she was taken care of for a little bit.
Yeah, I complained. I said like the first few pages of that chapter with like the Marco stuff, that could have been in a previous chapter. I think everybody can agree to that. And then, you know, some of the like the Marco showing up on the ship, that could stay. But then we get like 3 pages where we don't need a no diff boa. Like we get the context. Like just give us an explanation of how that happened, right? She's distracted or whatever, but now people are just like, that was disrespectful. And I can't disagree, but like I understand it's like Blackbeard is supposed to be that guy, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So
I don't think Blackbeard should be losing to Boa.
Yeah. No diff is a little questionable though. So, but
yeah, I think it's the nature of their abilities, which is like her abilities, right? Like, you gotta take her out right away, or just be immune to her looks, which is extremely rare, obviously, right? But like either you're able to take her out right away, or you're basically done for. So it's hard for Oda to write a fight scene for her. You know what I'm saying? I guess so. It's like he kind of had to do it like that. I
agree with you that I hope, whether this idea of the statue purpose or not, like I do hope that somehow Oda elevates her, you know, value to the story, respect, and you know, doesn't treat her as just like, oh, Luffy, you know what I mean? Like every time Luffy shows up, like, oh, I'll love you anyways. Like that's fine, but like we could add more, right? I think that's important. So let me get to some of these super chats, and then we'll switch gears a little bit because I know everyone wants to ask you questions. So first one, Crockett DC, $2 super chat. He said, could the Seraphims be used as an end of series way to repopulate Lunarians? And what do you think, Morge?
Could you repeat that 1 second real quick? Sorry, I was scrolling.
Do you think the Seraphims...
Oh, no, I see it.
Okay.
It could Seraphim be used in a story to repopulate Lunarians? Dude, I don't know. Is that even legitimate Lunarians, or is it like some weird breed of other... I'm gonna say no. I don't think Oda's even gonna care about something like that, to be honest, at the end of the day, but...
Yeah, we need to age them up a little bit. Then we'll talk.
Then we'll talk. Get their ages up. Andy was also saying a second ago that it'd be interesting if we like discovered a bunch of Seraphim that are almost ready to go, like hundreds of Seraphim or something like that.
Yeah.
And then like they had to destroy them before they could be unleashed, because otherwise it would be game over or something like that.
Oh, that'd be scary. Cool. Imagine opening that room and you just see all these, like your Blackbeard,
like that Germa room when like Sanji saw all the clones, but it's like all little Mihawks. Because to be honest, there's no reason to make a Seraphim that's not Mihawk.
I feel bad though.
They should have made 7 Mihawks, in my opinion. I don't know if they need the others. But.
Yeah, like if they could make Mihawk, why make the? I mean, no offense to Bo, but like Mihawk, right? Like
make some more Mihawks.
Yeah, I would definitely. You know, Vegapunk needs to answer that one. That's a questionable choice.
It's just like, so we have all 7 Chichibuka. It's like, just for I don't know, it's iconic or something like that.
Yeah, like why not just choose it's clear which one's the best one. Like I don't think that's debatable in this regard. Like Jinbei could be cool.
Yeah,
Jinbei Fishman cool. Lunarian would be really like that. Might Mihawks and Jinbeis, that'd be dope.
It'd be like 6 Mihawks and then 1 Jinbei for the token diversity.
The one Indian one, right?
Exactly. Canonically Indian.
Yeah, we could say that on this stream. No one's gonna fight us.
We could say, I know. Like the Seraphim Mihawk, Loki had a better showing than real original Hancock in that same chapter. I'll just say, right?
Yeah, I did not expect a blocked hit to just demolish half the island. That's just kind of absurd. Like, that Zoro can't do that, but he's like, you know,
it's more impressive than what Zoro has done so far in terms of like attack, like general destructive large scale force,
like he didn't even Mihawk wasn't like 3,000 billion fold, like he wasn't he was just like, here's a slash Blackbeard, and then Blackbeard's like, oh no, and then you look behind you and everything's gone and you're just like, all right, maybe next time I'll dodge that one. Like Yeah, it's kind of wild what like these seraphims, because when the seraphim showed up and they did that, I'm like, where are we fighting? Where's the last war gonna happen? Because nothing can handle this. If this is like, the seraphim isn't supposed to be like Luffy level, it's supposed to be like the lower rung of the level. So if the lower rung is just no diffing an island, then we have to be on a planet then, right? Like, we're just destroying. I mean, I think there's a lot of creators.
For speaking frankly, like, I'll say Red Line because that's like the biggest continent in the world technically. So
yeah,
if anything can handle it, Red Line, at least for a bit.
Yeah. Mr. Bushido, €10 super chat. He said, next arc will be Kaido's favorite island from Drake and Caribou's cover story. Drake will return, not sure who the enemy will be on the Lucia Kingdom in Ace cover story during Skypiea. NL is emu, bro. I feel like that comment
I love, yeah.
Sorry, went like a bunch of different directions, but what were you gonna say?
Yeah, no, literally on that. I was like, I love when supers are like this weird jumble of like half sentences and just like stream of consciousness thoughts that somebody's just like tried to cram as many things as they could say into the single comment. So we could talk about like one of them. I think that's like the general fair thing. Otherwise, I don't even know where to go with this.
My question is with tying back to 1060, actually, a lot of people said that this attack, Enel could have done. Your thought, like, it could have been a devil fruit power. What do you think? Do you think it's Uranus, or do you think it's like, because people compare obviously to Enel, who destroyed Burka and then showed the giant, I forgot the name of the ball, but like, you know, giant ball.
Yeah. He had to do that with the Maxim, so it's like, just do that like that. So as far as I know, like, if it's like a devil fruit, that's just insane. Even Enel, who I think to this day has like arguably up there with Whitebeard, like the most destructive fruit. Like, even Enel, he needed the Maxim to like boost his powers to where he could destroy an island like that. As far as we know, there's not really just like devil fruits lying around that can do something like this. So either it's Uranus or it's some insane devil fruit that we've never seen before, or Uranus itself is a devil fruit that Im ate. I like that idea personally a lot, but
yeah,
I honestly don't know. I don't know. What do you think?
One of the thoughts I had, because I like, opening my mind up to different options, and so like, when someone said the devil fruit idea, what I went to was that it could have been Kizaru, and like, if you just gave Kizaru like a magnifying glass, and like that's like what you're sitting on top of the thing, and you just, because they look like light beams. The only thing is the what's it called, the color spread, they colored it blue, but then there's lots of explosions in One Piece, so I think on like my collab with Sai, I compared the lights, the explosions, and it's drawn exactly the same way as when Kizaru uses his light beam, and I'm like, that's kind of interesting. Like, it has the exact same like border shadowing type of thing, and that could just be an explosion type of thing, but we've seen other explosions that didn't look like this. Even the rubble, the way he has the rubble like fading away in the background, like the chat can see,
no, you're right, it looks very lasery.
Yeah, so someone brought the idea, was like, what if that's just a Vegapunk invention? Like, he's been working with Kizaru lasers, and like it could just be something related to that. And so
that'd be really cool for sure.
Yeah, because the sentiment earlier was that this is a teaser, so maybe it's just, this is the expanse of power that Im has at their disposal, but it doesn't necessarily have to, I'm saying necessarily have to be, I think it's Uranus, like, but it doesn't have to be. There's an option, there's like a small percentage in my brain that thinks like, maybe it's something else. Well, if you were to think like percentage wise, how much percent would you give this to Uranus versus anything else?
So I would bet more money on Uranus than anything else, just because, so I kind of got convinced a little bit. I'm thinking back now. So like, you're still on that panel, right? I see. Okay, so
the
people, yeah, I see. You were already calling it the Uranus one. Yeah. So people were talking a lot about. Yeah, people were talking a lot about the 16 aspect. I don't know if you've been seeing this pop up on Twitter, etc.
They made me count it. Well, no, I counted it on stream. Like,
they made you count it on stream.
I saw it and I said, no fucking chance this has 16. I counted. I was like, fuck, it has 16.
Yeah. Dude, yeah. So the 16 there, obviously tying back to Doflamingo's 16, and then the thing that kind of was the kicker for me was that people started posting of the hieroglyphics that Enel was looking at, showcasing what we now believe to be the 3 ancient weapons, right? So know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Like chapter 472, the cover story.
But you really know what I'm talking about with the chapter number and everything. I think people were counting up 16 around what we believe to be Uranus. I think that sun sort of visual there, I think, as well. Yeah. Put it up. So to me, that's pretty on the nose, right? So seems like, it's coming from the sky. It has 16 thingies around it or whatever.
The circle, yeah.
Yeah. Wait, if we go one more back, we try 470.
471?
We have 469 actually, maybe.
469. Let's see.
We got a closer up?
I think so. Is this
no.
Talking about that thing?
Okay, I guess the other one showed it more clearly. Which one? Where even is Uranus in this?
I haven't seen people's breakdowns of it because I've been staying away from this because one of my future videos has heavily tied to the Nell story, and that's not a real teaser to the thing because I told people that before. But I've been staying away anything that's related to this because I just like don't want it to plague the thought. But
Oh, I know the feeling.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess 472 is the clearer image, but like, not to they were too long over this basically, but people assume that. Okay, I guess this will bias your views or whatever. A lot of people believe that basically we're seeing the 3 ancient weapons here. We got the ship that they're on, which people believe is Pluton. We've got Sea Kings below, which people believe represents, Shirahoshi Poseidon. And then we've got this sun thing at the top, which people believe represents Uranus.
Mm-hmm.
And so it doesn't actually show 16, but I think you can kind of count up.
I think they completed the circle. I think that they took the half and then flipped it, and then there was 16. I think that's what I saw. Yeah. But that was like on Cole's stream, I believe. 9. Cole was on a whole different. Just to really quickly, he was out there counting cactuses, bro. I entered his stream and he was just like, because there was like the 7 seraphims and 6. So he's like, oh my god, numbers. And so he went to Whiskey Peak and he counted the cactuses. He's like, there's 7. And then he just like, he's like blew up. And then there's so many other funny things. If you guys haven't seen that, it was the funniest like stream of thought because he was just like, any number, bring it to me, and he just started counting on stream. It's so funny.
No, I'll just say, King of Lightning has the best chapter reactions. No offense to anybody else, I think, but the most entertaining, I'll say at least, chapter reactions of anyone that I've personally ever seen. And it's actually really painful for me to watch because he takes so long to do it. He takes so long to get into it. He holds my attention the entire time, and then he takes an hour to get through a single chapter because he takes forever for every single page. But it's very, he's extremely naturally talented at that. It's extremely entertaining. It's painful for me though, but at the same time so much fun, if that makes sense.
It's funny because my live reactions average about 40 minutes of reading time, like because
you do that too?
Yeah, my ADHD just goes off. Well, like if I were to read it myself, the thoughts go in my head. I don't even speak it out loud. But then for the live reaction, it's like people are like, why did he pause like that? And it's like, well, let me explain. And then so I just go off, and it ends up being like 40 minutes. So it's a lot of fun for me though, because then I can like, it's like a audio kind of like log of what I thought of. So then I can go back to it and like actually, take notes for like a future video or that kind of thing. So I know you said you had a hard cutoff at 4. Is that still the case? Because I want to ask you like a primary question.
No, I can stick around a bit longer.
Okay.
I was supposed to meet some people, but like
people cooler than me? No, I'm joking. Real people? What? Not your seraphim? Not your shadow? What? I mean, most people who are watching the stream just see you talking to yourself. Like, it's only our viewers who can differentiate.
Just a mirror. I'll be good. I mean, I'll just be like a little bit late. That should be.
The chat says Morge is always late. They'll understand. It wasn't Morge was late. I was late. It's me.
I'll say I'm not late for other people's things. I swear. If Randy, tell them. Tell them. Jay was watching for Randy's stream last time. Jay was watching soccer, and Randy had updated OBS and he broke it. That's what happened. I was there on time. People knew. Okay.
So now that we have a little extra time, we'll get into something. But before then, chat, Phantom Greyfire wants me to congratulate you on the birth of your baby. I heard you became a dad.
Thanks, Phantom. Dude.
Also, happy birthday, Morge. Also, if we get this stream to 1,000 likes, we'll both do a Bollywood dance, right? Did we get all the memes, or there's a few more?
Dude, I'll just say, like, this is usually okay. This stuff happens when there's like a really populated stream, I guess. Like, there's like way too many things going on or whatever. I think it's like a cry for attention because I'm trying to read too many things and do many things or whatever. So then, like, at some point, chat will just be like, let's just spam happy birthday, or let's just spam something crazy that just gets his attention eventually, like the birthday, or like the birthday thing, or like the baby thing is how they one-upped it, or the Bollywood. I played the Bollywood.
Yeah, that was you.
But you know what I mean? Like, eventually they are like, we need to get his attention somehow. I think that's my theory of how this shit happens.
That was you until it was
really packed.
Until it was me. And then whenever I pop into your streams, I'm like, there's no memes yet. Let's start one. No one's spamming it's Morgan time anymore. That's pretty, Now that I said it, though, hopefully.
Yeah, no, it'll be back. Yeah. I still like Morgan time. They said Morgan time a second ago.
Yeah, there you go. Arturo knows. I didn't know Well, I mean, you don't have to be, Indian to do Bollywood dance. Like there's.
That's obviously why they want me to do it.
Yeah, no, but he's saying because I'm not Indian, so it's like, that's how it. It's just.
Wait, what are you? I kind of thought you were Indian.
No, I'm Bengali from Bangladesh. Yeah.
Dad's Bengali.
Yeah.
Dude, I actually thought that thing. Not the same thing, but because he grew up in India. I know Bangladesh is separate and everything like that, but I was just like, you can be Bengali and Indian.
Yeah, because Kolkata, Bengali, there's like a whole.
Yeah.
It was pretty dope going there because I was like, wow, this is just like so interesting because everyone like spoke Bangla, but then they also spoke English really well, and then they also had another language, and I was just like, like I'm trying to understand, but like when they don't want me to, they can do that, and that's fine. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that language well, but somebody once said like Bengali is the sweetest language, and I kind of agree with that. Like listening to it, it's a very sweet language to listen to. If that makes sense. Makes sense if you guys listen to it.
I can this is a long running meme in the cultures. It's like there's not really words for, like there's no dirty talk. There's no like dirty words. Like growing up, but on the flip side, nobody ever says thank you. Like, and so the word for that is donabad. And so I was like 7-year-old and I was like trying to say thank you to people, and they're like, nobody knew. And I was like, how do you say thank you? And these people knew English and they're like, I don't know. So I had to ask my grandpa for it. And then from then on, I just said to everybody, and then everyone's like always surprised because they were just like, wow, he's pulling on some old words.
I know, no, because there's the same thing with Hindi, which is the language I know. Indians, I don't like, or that. We don't have a culture of thank you for some reason, because I'm telling you, chat, like I didn't realize it's consistent across Bengali too, but Hindi, there's no word for thank you in Hindi. You just say thank you, like in English. You can say shukriya, but that would get you some weird looks, because that's like, it's not common. It would be like if I were to say in English, like, chance or some shit like that. It's like some older Shakespearean type dialogue, basically.
Yeah.
So we got a weird culture. Just thank you never made it over there.
Yeah. Well,
we're just selfish.
Fardeen says there are bad words. There are bad words. I'm talking about like dirty words, like like children, not children friendly words, like those kinds, like like bedtime words. Like I'm just like, what is going on? But back to the topic, what I wanted to ask you, because we were just talking about how this attack, right, whether it's Uranus, whether it's a devil fruit, whatever it is, did you get the chance to watch the Nolan video?
I watched part of it, but it was very long. It was 30 minutes. I did not watch all of it, but I definitely like I agree with premise for the majority of it, which is like,
do you remember what time you got to? Because then I can remember where up to.
Like 10 minutes in?
10 minutes in. Okay. So that's about like when I talk about the Ace comparison, or I got into Nolan about that point, I think. Like how.
I'm about Nolan from the beginning.
Right. No. I mean like the did it get to the part with the reverie happening during Nolan's flashback?
I don't remember, but no.
Okay. So I think right after that point in the video, what happens is Nolan lands on Shandora or Jaya, right? And then he goes back, and then 5 years passes. So what happens every 4 years in the One Piece world?
So there's been another reverie at this point.
Right. Yep. So if you remember, they could only go back to Shandora or Jaya after they got approval from Marriage Joie. So the kingdom had to pass the voyage through the Gorosei, essentially, or through the world government, to make it through there. And what happened is you can easily do the math because it's every 4 years. So that was the 100th reverie ago, 400 years ago. And so that fits in. We're in the year 1524, and Nolan's first part was 1122. So 1124 fits 2 years after. They wait to get the approval, and then lo and behold, the knock-up stream happens. And what's important about the knock-up stream is that on Jaya, there was no history of knock-up streams. And we know that because Nolan spent a month on Jaya, and from Cricket, we found out that there's a knock-up stream every 5 times every month. But the entire time he was on with Kalgara, they were chilling, best buddies. Kalgara didn't tell him about this, but also they just didn't see a giant water laser beam coming out of the ocean, because like when we see in Cricket's story, you see the laser beam. It looks like a laser beam in the paneling. So at that time, prior to Nolan being on Jaya, there were no knock-up streams from what we can gather. And so what's ironic is after a reverie, they get the approval, and then that right after the approval, the knock-up stream happens. And so right after that, there's a few other data points that, you know, link up that the whole thing was plotted by the Gorosei to wipe out Nolan specifically. But it was a plot like well prepared to the point where even if he returned, there was a guy set up to defame him, essentially. Why didn't they have that for Roger? That was the main comparison. If they wanted to defame Roger, they could have had him defamed by having a fake person, but they didn't feel like they needed to because Roger willingly accepted execution, whereas Nolan wasn't in that case. So the whole premise of that video was saying that, like, I think around like 15 to 20 minutes in, I was saying that the knock-up stream might have been another tool that the Gorosei had, or Eam had, to wipe out an island, and they might use it again. Maybe that's what happened to the God Valley. And this video was a while ago, and what I was saying was that we might get an island deleted in the same fashion very soon. But I didn't think it was going to be this soon, and obviously this isn't a knock-up stream, but that's another reason why I was thinking, like, maybe there's more than one way to get the to get the same effect of deleting an island, to getting rid of the island. And we know that because they had the Buster Call. They used that on Ohara. Yeah. And, you know, some people still think that, like, you know, they could have done this to Ohara too, but they wanted to make an example of them. There's some, like, difference there. We don't know what happened to God Valley, but, like, I feel like there's multiple options. And so what I really want to discuss here is, like, do you think that there's a possibility that this isn't the only way that they have to delete islands, like erase islands? Or do you think this is the highest degree, or do you think it's a middle tier? Do you think there's more to it?
Okay, so that's all very interesting. It's like a lot to think about. Okay, so let me start with talk about the basic thing first, which is Buster Call versus this. Mm-hmm. So the difference between the two, between Buster Call and whatever the fuck just happened to Lucia, is that we can come up with all sorts of headcanon. It doesn't really matter right now because we don't really know the truth of it. Like, are they trying to hide that they have Uranus? Are they, like, can they only use it once in a while or whatever? But I think the simple difference is that with Ohara, you said make an example. And that's the thing. Like, Ohara, the language they always used is like Ohara was erased off the map. They're erasing off a history, right? So those are two different things, right? True. So they're trying to get, so from here on, they're going to act like Lucia Kingdom, like you can see the panel right now, never existed. Right. That's God Valley-esque. That's not Ohara-esque, right? Ohara, demons Ohara, sign to the rest of the world, don't pursue, blah, 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 blah. For the Lucia Kingdom, for whatever reason, they're going to be like, this didn't exist. So I guess two different angles that they're going with those type of destruction. I didn't even think about that till you just brought it up just now. But that and the knock-up stream. So that's a really interesting idea. Part of me is just like, I don't know if it, like, there's so many times where I don't know if something is the case of Oda not necessarily, because he's working with a very complex world with, like, a lot of mechanics and, like, a lot of shit. Like, there's not perfect logic for everything necessarily. Mm-hmm. So, like, the knock-up stream, the fact that Kogara didn't talk about it earlier, the fact that, you know, it wasn't mentioned, or, like, such a shock, like, where could the island have gone and stuff like that. It could just be Oda not really, like, thinking about every detail, like, why wasn't the knock-up stream discussed earlier around that time or something like that. So that's kind of what I just always assumed, although the reverie thing and the timing makes it fairly interesting, and like the motive and everything is definitely there to frame Nolan as a liar. Basically, 2 and 1, you erase Jai from history, and you erase the idea of there even being something like, like a city of gold or whatever that Nolan was talking about. You frame it as like a myth, and therefore nobody's ever going to chase after it, right? That's really good. If I were to like buy into that idea, right, then I would say this, which is that there's an interesting theory that right, let's say Uranus is what destroyed the Lucia Kingdom. There's a theory that Im's devil fruit is the water fruit. That's the ocean fruit or something like that. In which case, knock upstream would be right up. Would be something that maybe he personally could simply carry out.
Right.
It wouldn't explain, is he doing knock upstreams all the time, or was that just one example of him choosing to do a targeted knock upstream or something along those lines?
Right. Yeah.
So I definitely think they could do that.
In terms of like, the knock upstream, there was a lot of details that didn't get like fully fleshed out, and it's like, are those empty plot lines that won't get fulfilled? And I know you, of all people, with Wano, that's a sore point, but like with with that part, it was like Oda brought us back to that chapter in Road to Laugh-Tale. He brought up Vera, and in that chapter they described the mystery behind the knock upstream, and there was a lot of details in between that are just like like these things don't add up. Even when you go back and read them, they're like, this doesn't make sense, because if it's a geological thing, then why is it moving? But also, the knock upstream lined up with the Emperor Cloud on top, and it's like there's a lot of coincidences that happened during that time. And obviously Skypiea Jaya being one of the most, in my opinions, one of the most important arcs in terms of lore building, I think, because we get so many different factions. We got winged races, we got like the sun god stuff. That aside, Enel, the Archmax, and then the moon stuff tied to him too. There's so many things. I mean, we looked at Enel's stuff in the stream. So with that in mind, I think like what I'm getting at with this one, right, is I feel like there is a higher level, because this can't be the Great Cleansing, right? Because the Great Cleansing sounds widespread. It sounds like it sounds like you do that and then it's over kind of thing. And this is like it's a one island type of deal, not like a mass island wipeout type of situation. So if this is Uranus, what do you think the Great Cleansing would be?
Well, I think that they have the ability to do a lot more than what they could be doing, right? So they could, to say they can't do this to many islands if they suppose. The world government's whole thing, and I've got a full video coming out on this on Tuesday. So
perfect.
Timing, I guess, for this, right? So like, their whole thing is that they prefer to rule via like, is it better to be feared or loved or whatever? They prefer people to love them at the end of the day. Like, they want that image of like, we are justice, the Marines are always correct, the world government is like the right, the righteous force on the seas or whatever, right? They could rule the way NL did, where it's like very open, like we can destroy all of you if you wanted, like everybody bow down and obey or whatever, but they don't want to get to that point yet.
Right.
But if it gets to a point, then they easily could, right? They void centuried whatever period of time they were probably at their worst, right? And like doing whatever the first takeover was when they were at their most violent, and now they've got this new image, right? It's like a corporation. So I feel like this is a glimpse of what we might be seeing more of down the road, and that's where I put the Great Cleansing at.
Got you. So I have a future video on the Great Cleansing, and then also that video you just described is actually the video that's rendering right now. I have a very similar thing, so that'll be interesting to watch. But I know you do.
I don't have a theory or anything like that. I'm
just analysis,
to talk about
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know you have to go in a little bit.
At 5, if that's good.
All right. So then I think what we got through a lot of this stuff. I would say, there's some more interesting aspects in that Nolan video that I would want to talk to you at a later time if we, get the opportunity to do another stream together, whether it's on yours or mine. But if we just, if you see any chats that you want to pick out and just like respond to, feel free to. They don't have to be super chats. I'll get to the super chats and all that stuff. If I see, I'm looking through the super chats, but Morge, if you want to see anything, pick it up.
No, just taking a little scroll. They're still stuck on the Hindi, Bengali,
Oh wow,
stuff like that, Pakistani stuff. It's like, okay. Well, let me think of a question then for you. How do you feel, I think, about, I guess, how do you feel about whether or not, like, do you think Lulusia Kingdom is gone, or do you think that we're seeing, because I would, how do I say this? I would love if this is actually the case, what just happened in Lulusia Kingdom, but there are many a time in One Piece where Oda shows us something particularly devastating, and then a chapter or two later, it's revealed that he framed things a certain way, or he wanted to make people believe something, or there's just some explanation, be it a stretch or be it perfectly logical, as to why that X or Y bad thing didn't actually happen.
Right.
This has happened many a time. So, do you think that this was maybe a setup by the revolutionaries or something? Not revolutionaries, or do you think that Sabo had a plan here, or do you think that anything could have happened to have saved the Lucia Kingdom?
So I actually have a longer theory that it's in my live reaction. I think I talk about it with Sai, but for the conversation, here's one question before I answers. Do you think Sabo's dead? No. Okay.
I think there's 0 chance.
Okay, and do you think it's just because of his Logia, or do you think there's another explanation? Like he was able to escape observation hockey, something like that.
So that's dependent on if the Lucia Kingdom is actually gone. If the Lucia Kingdom is actually gone, then this was completely out of the blue. He had no preparation. He will have survived thanks to his Logia. Okay. If the Lucia Kingdom is not gone, then it's due to some grander plan that was executed right there.
Gotcha. So my take on the Sabo situation first is that my take on this, and this might not make full sense to the guys in the chat. I would go back and see my live reaction, all the other things, but I think Morge will be able to piece it together. Is what I'm saying is that the conversation that he ended on, they cut the surveillance and he got out those 2 words, or those 2 dialogue bubbles, and we don't particularly, he might have more to say. He might have said like, I saw Emu, I know what they look like, this is what their name is, that kind of thing. But if you just take it like this is the last thing he needed to say, because we do know he had other moments, and yeah, he was surprised, maybe he stopped talking. But if you stop it there, then what I think of the situation is, well, what is the only time we saw Im on the empty throne? It was chapter 908. They were, even in this chapter, they were in the Chamber of Flowers. There was only one time that Im was on the throne. And so what I was thinking was that Sabo in chapter 908, where the Gorosei were praying and asking for the light to be extinguished, the answer was Lucia Kingdom. That's what Im said then.
Ooh, I love that theory. That's a great call.
And
so and that's why, and so it's not fake. Okay, sorry, I'll let you continue.
And so Sabo overheard that and freaked out. And so we don't know if that was before or after the events that transpired, but I think what we can, like, my head is telling me that the Gorosei probably don't even know that he particularly knew until this call. Until they heard this call, they understood, like, or Im, like, whoever, I think the Gorosei ordered the cut off the transponders, but they weren't in the know about him knowing this thing, because then you're like, why did they wait to track him like this? Wouldn't you just send, like, the God Knights? Wouldn't you send an admiral after them? Like, no explanation, CP0, like, send people after Sabo. Why would you wait until to be tracked? So what I'm getting at is he was listening there. He heard the Lucia Kingdom, one of the kingdoms he just liberated, is going to be erased. He doesn't know we didn't know what the context of being erased was. So he went there punching way above his weight class, and he thought he was calling in to Dragon, we need reinforcements. There's someone on the throne. They said they're going to erase this. That was what was said in chapter 908. And so he goes there not realizing what that meant. And so he unluckily was there and got deleted, or he survives and everyone else got deleted, or like you said, it's a possibility that Lucia somehow by some miracle survives this in some capacity and Sabo survives this. So that's kind of my take on this.
Actually, what you just said is really interesting, because the beginning part for sure, which is that if Sabo heard one point when Im was on the empty throne, right? Sabo, if he was able to observe that, if he was able to hear that it's Lucia Kingdom, then that suddenly opens up a strong possibility. Because, like, if this is coming completely out of the blue, right, then there's no reason that they should survive, basically, right? But if Sabo is going to the Lucia Kingdom aware that this is something to be erased, then it plants the possibility that Oda could have written in some reason or some method or some protective measure that Sabo took beforehand before making that call that would lead to Lucia Kingdom not being erased.
Yeah.
What the fuck that could be? Literally the only, if I had to guess somehow, the only thing I could potentially even spitball is like Kuma using an awakened version of his fruit to teleport everybody the fuck off that island. That is the only thing that makes sense to me. But that also is such a reach and makes no sense as well. Because how the fuck would Kuma even...
Right.
You know? But that is really interesting. The possibility that Sabo knew it's the Lucia Kingdom about to be erased from the start.
Yeah, and
that changes the possibilities a lot.
Because I like the way that he wasn't aware of something of this capacity, because if you ever experience something like this, then you probably never existed, right? That's the whole point of this.
Yeah.
So most people in the world, the empty throne was a surprise to him. So an attack like this would be a surprise to 99.99 except for maybe Dragon and Blackbeard, maybe, because they just have knowledge, right? But it's either he went there and was surprised, or he came there with a contingency plan. But the problem is like he just fought two admirals. He fought what he thought was the highest power that the Navy had to offer. So why would he be afraid of a buster call or the admirals? He just fought two of them. So he would go there, ask for reinforcements of some sort, didn't get a chance to because this happened. So one way or the other, I think that that is kind of the situation here, where he was probably on chapter 908 just listening, and that's kind of the revolutionaries, that's kind of their method of action. They're spies. They're good at espionage. They hide. That's what Robin did. That's what we see of the revolutionaries. They snuck in to the Reverie in the first place. So this whole thing I think lines up with that idea, but how things fall out is a different conversation.
No, I like that. That gives me a lot to think about there. All right, dude. Was a lot of fun talking to you. Definitely enjoyed this stream. I'm sure we'll do it again at some point in the future on this channel or my channel or something like that. But yeah, thanks a lot for the invite.
Before you go, do you want to show the chat what I gifted?
Oh, wait. I have this here. Okay, so after the last stream, ParVision sent me this combined logo of a Morge Vision, if you guys can hear it, of a Morge Vision pillow. It's actually a very comfortable pillow. It's very soft and fluffy.
It is, right?
I was so it's got the combination of the logos to actually make a pretty cool fusion logo that actually works pretty well. So thanks a lot. Appreciate that.
Did the Sakura petals show up on it? I think yeah.
Just like Sakura petals on the sides and everything like that. It's a very nice pillow.
Yeah, and then I put that to never doubt that is power, because that is that is my introduction of learning about you, that you spearheaded a theory that nobody else wanted to hold, but you stood your ground. And whether it's right or wrong, it doesn't, like, to me, that doesn't matter. I think you said it yourself. It's like, I'd rather stick to my guns. And it's like, most people wouldn't have the confidence or the stability or determination to stick that. And that's something Rayleigh told us, right? To never doubt. That's the whole point of the story. And so I think when a lot of people slander or talk negatively about you, I'm just like, he's reading the same story, and this, he's one of the greater content creators in this space that reads the story and follows it. And I think that there's a video that's coming out later today that I plug in. I didn't get to put this stream into it, but it talks about that. And so I just appreciate you. I'm so grateful that you're in this space. I think that the space wouldn't have been as much fun without you in it. So thank you.
Thank you, man. I very, very, very much appreciate that. That is an extremely nice thing to say. So I really, really appreciate that. Good to hear.
Yeah, and looking forward to future conversations, Morge. Have a good
for sure, man.
Talk.
I still have to learn more about TikTok. So
yeah. We'll get you there.
Yeah. All right, good stuff. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks ParVision for inviting me. Thanks for the gift. Thanks for the explanation of the gift, because that makes it even better. And appreciate it a lot.
Yep.
Thanks, man. I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later, Morge. All right, guys. I think I will be streaming until 5. So I'll get through the super chats. Thank you guys for the super chats. Now, oh wow, now that Morge left, I am Morge. There's I took over the thing. Also, now that I'm on this side, why do I look like I'm balding? Hello? What just happened? Let's let me just swap this over, and we should be good. I'll get to all the chats, and again, sorry for the constrained amount of time. That's more my fault than Morge's fault, because I wanted to get this video out at the end of the stream because it's like really, really meaningful. And so after the stream, after 5, I'll get it like rendered, and it'll be up around 6:30 p.m. 7. It'll premiere. I'm gonna tag a bunch of creators because it's like a collaboration video. That One Piece talk, thank you for the love. I see the super chat, $10. The money doesn't matter. Like, I literally want to refund it because I just, a goat plus a goat equals One Piece community gift. Much love and success to you both, bro. Look forward to that video later today. Hopefully you'll like it. Do mention you guys in it. But that being said, I'm gonna look at the super chats. If you tuned in late and you didn't get to see Morge in our conversation, I really did. I think hopefully you guys enjoyed the conversation. Let me know if you guys enjoyed the conversation. I'll start a poll later who won, me or Evil ParVision. But we'll start that in a little bit. But if you didn't catch our full conversation, this gets posted as a VOD on my second channel, ParVision VODs. So when the stream goes down, it pretty much like within like 10 minutes gets uploaded. So that should be good on that part. Oh, I should probably swap over my thing first. Where's my camera? Hello? Where is my... Okay, we're just gonna manually... There we go. Oh wait, I'm so goofy. This is what I'm supposed to do. Watch, check this out. This is what I was supposed to do. There we go. Okay, and then see, this is what I mean. I have, oh no, this one's me being a little Morge like, because I just forgot my own setup. But here's the Elgato. Wait, why is the red filter still on? Hello? Did I just turn on the... Boom, boom. And then... Oh, there we go. All right, we're good. Okay, so let me get to the chats. Let me get to the super chats to see what you guys are saying. While I look at the chats and answer them, we'll have some interaction going on. Let's see who won. Morgan, like, you seriously did that after I left. But I'll give him I won't let you guys rig this because Morge is more powerful than I am. So there's the Twitch one, and then here's who won. Morge. I'll give him the bias though, because he gets the top one. He's more powerful. Most of you guys are probably from his stream. Someone asked if I'm doing a watch party. Yes, I will be doing the watch party for the newest episode because I was working on the video, so I didn't get to do the watch party last night. So tonight around 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. Eastern time, or that is 5 hours from now, I'll do the watch party for the new thing. That's just on Twitch. So if you guys want to watch the new episode with me, we generally have a great time. We watch the episode, go over the manga panels, and whether it's great or not, I think we always have a good time. I think a lot of the viewers could attest to that. And all right, so let you guys vote, and then let me get to the super chats, and then we'll get to the chats. How long till the new video? So once I end the stream at 5, it's gonna take like an hour and a half probably, and then I can set the time. The time will probably be around 7 p.m. Eastern time, or 2 hours after the stream ends. It might be 7:30. It might be 7:30, but you'll get the notification. If you aren't subscribed, if you haven't liked the stream, please like the stream. But also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, and then you'll see that video. I mentioned Morge in it. I mentioned a lot of creators in it. Morge rarely collabs. Great to see he collabed with you. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. It's more just, especially talking with him off stream, off camera, off One Piece. Really, really nice person. Really nice person. Really great to get to connect with him. So let's see. Morge, how's the shoulder? I'll DM him for you. I'll DM him for you. Carlos, thank you for the $2 super chat. Sorry I missed that. I'll DM him for you. All right. Mr. Bushido said, if this is Uranus, then what is in the egg in Roger's ship? Maybe who knows what the egg is? Maybe the egg was just Roger's breakfast. Maybe he was that guy. Okay. Maybe it was the Phoenix that Marco ate. Like, who knows? Do you guys think that we're gonna get a reveal about that egg? Mods are asleep. Upvote the mutiny. Wait, what mutiny? Hello? Nah, I'm winning on all the things, but Morge got a healthy amount of supporters. That's great, even on my stream. Love to see it. Love to see the love. The egg is rock. It's all a part of my Coco de Mer theory. Coco de Mer, is that another word for omelet? Because I love omelets. No, I'm joking, but that's an interesting one. Giorno, if you're not in the Discord, definitely share that. I try my best. I'm a month or two behind on my One Piece Theories channel Discord. I'm up to date with everything else, but the theory Discord post theories in there. I will get to it eventually. I've been like, if you look at my channel, I was too busy to even post on my channel because I just had life outside of the thing. But I do stream every week, so I try to keep up that. And you'll know why. Today's video explains why I prioritize the streams rather than the videos, even though the videos are more valuable, more sustainable for the channel. I'm not a big streamer like Cole or Randy or Morge, but I just value talking to you guys. So Shanks has the egg now. Did Shanks have it for breakfast though? That's the real question. The Coco de Mer is the in real life rarest fruit in the world. All right, Giorno, you gotta okay, I don't want to assume your nationality, but Giorno sounds hella Italian. Okay, I don't want to be canceled, but like, is that an Italian fruit? If it's not, where can I get one? I love fruits. So I love your streams as Psyman. Great chemistry. Thank you for that. It's funny because me and Sai always be like, everyone fucking hates these videos. But we record them anyways. It's funnier because Sai is more the type to just be like, no, he loves his viewers. That's valid. But what I more mean is this, like, he loves trolling. He loves trolling so hard. Andrew Connor with the $5 super chat, and I'm gonna get to the other ones. Thank you for the super chat. Much love to both of you. Do you think Lelucia Kingdom was the island that Law went to, and by some miracle Sabo and handful of survivors were saved? Oh, that would be interesting. I thought Lelucia was the one the Straw Hats were going to, and then it got deleted on the way. So that would be interesting. Because Law could save them. Not gonna lie. We all love your collabs, especially Sai. Really, I love the vids with Sai. That's good to know. The videos with Sai are one of my favorite One Piece discussions. Thank you for saying that, guys. Vibhav, Dill, Gus. We need uncensored Sai discussion videos. I told him, all right, so this is what I do with most creators. Like you heard with Morge, he might be wanting to keep this under wraps, but he leaked it, so I get the pass. I'm gonna try and help him get on TikTok. I think he would enjoy the connections. I think he would like that. So I'll help him. And then with Sai, I was telling him like, yo, you should start like a Patreon and have like an uncensored version. Because you can't have whatever he's censoring, he can't have on on YouTube or Twitch. Like it's crazy. Like even the Twitch Sai is whoa, but the on behind paywall he could do it. Yeah, Sai and Brago are the ultimate Navy stands, that's for sure. 400 people is quite a big stream. I haven't. Oh shit! Wow, I didn't even realize I hit. I just look at the chat. Like because if I have ADHD. You guys know that. If I get distracted with too many things, it's raps. It's rap. I don't even see, like, it's on the other side of my screen, so I'm just like looking at there. But I didn't even realize there were that many people. These are usually my smaller streams because these are like on Sunday. It's not really the chapter, and I just do it every week because I love talking with you guys. Let's see. All right, let me get to some more of the super chats. Time Lord with the bits. I know this is slightly off topic, but this question is related to 1060. I've been always curious about Bonnie's backstory, and if you look at Oda's child warlord, SBS drawing, Kid Bonnie is drawn with tattered clothes, eating tons of food, almost exactly like Koala. I think she's a celestial dragon slave for her age, power. Oh, that could make sense. That makes sense. Oh, that actually makes a lot of sense because it's on the same tier as Boa's fruit. If you copy and paste what I said about Boa's fruit early in the stream to Morge that he liked, you could insert Bonnie there. And it's funny because oh my god, it's always funny when you have a mental disconnect with something so simple, and like you just had to say the words, and then I'm like, oh wait, if you just replace Boa in that theory, Bonnie works too. Her being a celestial dragon slave, her escaping, the way Akainu treated her, saying like, I'll take you back, blah blah, like it was like she was property, right? I even said that, I think, on Psy's stream, that Akainu, Psy was saying that maybe Akainu is Bonnie's dad. And I'm like, really? Treated her like property. And you're an Akainu fanboy. I don't think you would want that. So I like that. I like that a lot, actually. And then Fisher Tiger would be the situation here. Now, the question is, how does Kuma relate to that, right? Did Kuma find her? That would be, Kuma would be the Fisher Tiger to Koala. So Fisher Tiger to Koala, Kuma to, oh my goodness. Wait, that fits really well now I think about it. Because then that devotion, that love, yeah, Koala will have that to the Fisher Tiger in a heartbeat. To Jinbei, maybe not Arlong, but like in general, right? We see how with Hack, right? Wow. Okay, I like that. Okay. All right, so let me see another one. Mr. Bushido with the €2 super chat. Thank you. Vivi is with Leo and Sai. Why were they at the Revs? Sai is the leader of Happo Kano country now, because he's the Danshin Zhao stepped down. Sai's now the new ruler of Kano country. So that's why Sai is at the revolutionaries, or at the reverie. Leo, I think, because of Dressrosa's annex from Doflamingo, King Riku gave them their sovereignty, and Leo is now the leader, right? I'm pretty sure that's the established nation thing. Bonnie has Celestial Dragon brand? I don't think so, but that's something that could just be hidden. Though she doesn't really have much clothing. Oh, that's an interesting thing. But I think she wears thigh-high boots, super short shorts. Oh, you know what's actually interesting? Now they think about it. Hold on, let's look at Bonnie's character, because doesn't she have straps? She has like overalls. Does she not? Bonnie. Wow. I just typed in Bonnie. On this browser, my Google knows everything is related to One Piece essentially. So I can search up random things sometimes and it just knows. Oh yeah, she has overalls. You know why that's crazy? Because then it's like, I'm thinking that oh god, I don't want to put my thing on there, but the Celestial Dragon tattoo might be in an, you know what I'm talking about, because in the overalls would be a plot point. Just same thing why Boa and her sisters were hiding the mark. She needs to hide the mark, and that's the importance of the overalls. I mean, because Oda it could just be designed, but could have just made her skimpy. But she's also skimpy, but also has things, that's an interesting view. Oda drew it. I can't really say much, but there could also be, on her legs somewhere. Oh, you know what? Let's look at her. Let's look at what she's wearing here. The most recent one. Yep, still the overalls. Pants. Interesting. No, Sai is a pirate. Yeah, but you could be a pirate king astronaut in space. Enel's a pirate and he's in space. Dressrosa, Doflamingo's a pirate and he was a king. You can have pirate kings of late places. But isn't Happo Army, wasn't it that in chapter 90? No. It was 823, I believe. 823. Let's see. 823 is where the reverie thing happens. We get the conversation from this dude. I think right about here. Right after here. Okay. So Danshin Zhao, Sai, has not returned yet. So this is Kano Kingdom. So this guy went in originally. He was there. I'm pretty sure in the Reverie pictures on chapter 908, he's there. I'm getting a lot of notifications. This is what is happening at the moment. What just happened? Why did I get so many pings? I'll check them in a second. What? Okay. Oh my god, wait, what? Why are we... What's happening? 3-Day gifted 5 memberships. Wow. Thank you, 3-Day. Thank you. I appreciate that. And you... Oh my god. Wait, no, 3-Day, stop. Wait, what? You're a member on everything. 3-Day needs to be stopped. That's too much power. So he was waiting for Don Chinzhao, but Sai was the new leader. So Sai would have went in his place, but because Sai didn't come back, it seems we will make the reverie in time. There are so many things I need to get off my chest. So I think he went, like, but Sai would have went if Sai returned in time. I think so. That's the way I see it. Clueless to notification. I just, because I wasn't scrolled down my YouTube chat. That's why. Wow. Wills is it? Wow. Lol Sauce McGee, Miles, Ellison, welcome. Wait, can you choose who gets it? Wow, that's cool. YouTube gifted chats. I think this is the first YouTube gifted memberships also. Way to go, 3-Day. It would be back on her back. What are you talking about? Yeah, but she's been like jacketless before. She's been not jacketless, but you wouldn't put it like, because look how her shirt is. Where is she? Like her shirt, like look, her shirt's like falling off and like all that jazz. You could have the tattoos anywhere. I mean, look at the Celestial Dragons don't give a shit. Like honestly, they put it anywhere. Didn't they put it on someone's forehead? I feel like I remember that. Wait, what? Why is this here? Hello? Wait, what? Wait, why is this picture here? Huh? I'm so confused. Why is this picture in the wiki for Bonnie? Let's see this one. Interesting. Hachi's forehead, I think. Oh no, but Hachi has a tattoo on his forehead, but was that on purpose? No, why would they brand his forehead if he didn't need it? No, he had to be, right? But wasn't he too young for the Fisher Tiger story? Or was no, Hachi wasn't in the thing. I'm so confused. I gotta rethink. Why am I not knowing Hachi's story? Oh no. Analyzing a child's overalls. Okay, Rabbit Head. You don't need to put out those. You don't need to call me out on that. We were looking at a One Piece character. Oda drew the character. We're looking for a brand mark. That's another thing that he and on Boa we had to. Okay, Rabbit Head. Okay, all right, fine. It's fine. You caught me. It was the Sun Pirate thing. He wasn't. Yes, it was a Sun Pirate thing. It wasn't like that would be. But why did they choose his forehead? Why didn't he choose anywhere else? Man's fluster. I mean, it's not really like an explainable thing. Like he's not wrong, but he's not right either. Copium. Like that is what I was doing, but I'm also not doing that. She's 24, by the way, Rabbit Head. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Get your nasty asses out of here. She's 24. She's just a little bit younger than Morge. That means an adult. Let's see the super chats though. Let me change topics. Let's see. Time Lord with the bits. On the topic of Seraphims, do you think we're only getting the original? Oh, we answered this one. Depending on which characters they may past characters, we had no idea who was a warlord at one point even. We didn't talk about that. I'm sorry I didn't get to it, but I think in general, I think we're leaning towards the 7 for the benefit of the plot, because if there are legions of those Mihawk ones, then why in the first place create the other ones? Unless they have their devil fruits. Like if Boa has her devil fruit in the Seraphim, that's different, right? But if they're just robots with Kizaru lasers and Lunarians, then why not just make a bunch of Mihawks, right? So I think it's just the 7. If there's more, then I think that's worse for the plot. I'm gonna go off. I think me and Morge both kind of agreed with that. I'm not saying that it would be awful. I'm just saying that it'd be harder to make it good, is, you know what I'm saying, right? Boa clone gets slow fruit. Luffy confused powers. That would be interesting if that was like, if that is foreshadowed, that'd be funny. Pedro, Mr. Bushido, Thank you for. Oh, okay. €2. Another €2. Carrot/Pedro has the same dream as Luffy, but worded different. Wait, what was Carrot's dream? Wait, Pedro had a dream. What was the will of peace? Someone shared to me. I mean, I looked at it. I mean, I thought it was just the dawn of the world, to bring the dawn. What? If it's worded different, I mean, my video today is about the dream, so. Let's see. I got through. Okay. I read that one. All right. I think I got through all the super chats. There we go. Submit your Coco de Mer. So yeah, eventually I'll get to it in the Discord theory section, and then hopefully a lot of people, because the chat loves theories in the Discord. ParVision will explain on Discord. Got you, Mr. Bishop. Exactly. Hit me up on Discord and I'll explain the theory. That is exactly what the Discord is for. Unfortunately, I don't have as much time for the Discord anymore, but I will be trying to make that more time. But as I think Mr. Bushido wrote it earlier, I think a lot of you guys would prefer me to make videos over the streams if there was one or the other, right? It's just today's video that I'm getting out explains exactly why. So hopefully you guys can understand. So we have 15 minutes about left in the stream. So then for the rest of the stream, I'll just be looking at the chat. Is Bonnie 24? Yep, that's what the wiki says. What is their source? It's estimated. Oh, it's an SBS. Oh, never mind. It's not estimated. How is this what? Why did Wiki write estimated when it's in the SBS? That makes no sense. What? Hello? Are we... Greetings, Oda. Oda Chi. Oh, okay. Appearing in SBS is like a dream for me. Anyways, I have a ton of questions I want to ask. But I want to submit an SBS so bad. So bad. But here's the one I'm most curious about. No doubt about it. Please tell me the ages and heights of the rookies. I'll be waiting until the end of time. PN Louis. Wait, is PN like... PN is like from... Okay, got it. Oh, wow. This one, I'm Legend. That's a cool one. Okay, this is how the 2 years ago, just add 2 years, blah, blah, blah. Because of her ability, Bonnie's age is just an estimation? Wait, Oda? No, hold on, I have to I'll get to, I know I said I'm going to read the chat. I have to fact check this one. What did the volume actually say? Because the wiki doesn't always do a 1-to-1. Did it say 687 was this one? What did it say? 671. Oh, my brain. 671. Oh, I also want to thank Randy Choi for coming in. Sorry, I didn't check the chat as much as I should have, and I usually do. But yeah, today I wanted to get as much conversation out of Morge as I possibly could have, given that he only had an hour's time and then I shortened it. And he was gracious enough to stay a little bit longer despite him having plans. At the very bottom, let's see what it says. It says... I don't know. It says 1-to-1 here. Okay, usually it's not a 1-to-1, but see, Louis, it's literally Louis, and then they put L-U-I. No offense to the wiki. I'm just saying, it's Louis, and then they put this name. Where is it? Louis. Great spelling. Oh wow, that's a very interesting thing. It's just an estimation. What does that mean though? Because then that kind of lends itself to the idea that it's right, but not really. It's close. Is that what Oda's saying? Or is it saying is just I just want to throw out a number? You asked the question, and to answer it, I just kind of have to throw out a number here. He's answering as if he doesn't know the age also. Bonnie is actually Toki with awakened powers. Maybe she's mythical Zoan Toki. That'd be crazy. Sai saying Vivi was the main point. Sai as in SYV Sai, or Sai as in Don Sai? Wait, is he Don Sai now? Wait, gotta head out, Dill. Thank you for being here. Will of Pedro was to bring back... Yeah, that's what I thought. Will of Pete. Gotta head out later, Dill. Thank you for stopping by. Hopefully the video is important to you too, Dill. The video that's coming out is important to you too. So hopefully you can tune in for the premiere for that one. What about Bonnie's crew? All right, let's see Bonnie's crew. Oh, God. Bonnie is on the Bonnie Pirates. Do we get an... Are there no girls on her crew? Most crew members are seen wearing undersized clothing like their captain. Wait, what if their whole crew is just kids? Oh, no, the explanation, a possible reason for the... Well, this is the wiki's explanation. So small could be that the clothes will still fit if they're transformed into children. Okay. All right. But they have spandex. Like, they have stretchy material. They could just wear that. Nah, we gotta see one of these dudes. Let me see. What? I can't... what do you mean? I want to see what they look like. Oh, there we go. Wait, this guy's wearing normal clothes. And, I mean, that one just has a really wide neck. Oh, but it's short. It's a belly shirt. Got you. Okay. I'm confused. Yes, the video that I'm going to be posting later today. 4:46 p.m. here and just said things, dude. Gotcha. Let's see. One Piece. What a name. Wait, why is there one in there? Why didn't you just do One Piece? I mean, no offense. I mean, I'm not questioning your decision making. I'm just saying, if you, what's it called? The parallelism? Is that what it's? No, not parallelism. The consistency. Sometimes I don't have OCD like my wife does, but that does. I was like, It's fine though. Have you noticed that there are 7 D clan families and there were 7 creators in the room? There's 7 D clans that we know of. But true. That sounds about right. Will of D. That sounds about right? Wait. There we go. Okay, so we have Monkey, Marshall, Trafalgar, Gold, Jaguar, Portgaz, and Rocks. 7? Yep, 7. Count them. And 7 craters in the room in 906. All right, let's check that. Well, if you asked if I was aware, I was not aware. I've been under the assumption that there are other D clans that we haven't heard. They're hidden because the name is supposed to be hidden. But some of the people just have the D in their thing. Like Luffy had to move because I'm assuming you're talking about the crater aim. Possible creator of each D family in Straw has a memento disposal where Joy Boy, who could have been a previous D clan member. Okay, I'm assuming this is what you're talking about. The very end. This thing. Okay, this is what we sometimes do here. I can't do it on this. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I did not know that. Not gonna lie. One Piece. Are you from Cole's stream? I feel, because I was just talking about this with Morge earlier. I was saying how on Cole's stream the other day, he was just counting everything. Anything that could be counted, he was counting. I mean, I was memeing on him about the cactus thing, but this is a great thing. If it's 70 clans and 7 doors, let me know if this is from Cole, because I would want to message him about it. I am. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. You are from Cole. All right. So this is was this at the beginning? All right. Answer me this. This is the most important question. One Piece. Was this towards the beginning of his counting spree or the end? And this is very important for me. This confirms something very important. Just let me know if it was before or after Whiskey Peak. Because I came in at Whiskey Peak and then I was in and out and I left at a certain point. I just remember the Whiskey Peak was a central thing. Talked about the lights, talked about various things, but was this before or after Whiskey Peak? D means dumb. D means door. Are those tombs? Yeah, I mean, we don't really know, but we do know that on the door of this, it has like a submarine. Wait a second. Isn't that a ship? Isn't that a ship wheel, kind of? But I feel like that's a submarine. What? Wait, hold on. Is this a submarine? I mean, you could have this kind of thing on a door like this, sure, but why does it feel like a submarine? That's fine. It's cool. It's whatever. It's like they have crazy AC unit. Look at that. It was an amalgamation of thoughts in that stream before Whiskey Peak. Give me 5 minutes. I'll go. Okay, let me know. If it's before, that doesn't help me. If it's after, I'd love that. ParVision, it's Andrew Connor. Thank you. It's interesting that Lelouchia was one of the 8 kingdoms that have rebelled against the world government, and world government have great cleansing is destroying those 8 kingdoms from existence. Hidden said it on his stream. Hidden said this on his stream, where it's like, if this were the great cleansing, it'd be a lame great cleansing because it's so targeted. Like the attack, he wasn't saying the attack is lame. What he was saying is that for the great cleansing, it feels like there'd be something greater that's more widespread, which is a sentiment that I share, that I talked with about Morge, and Morge is like, maybe there's no cooldown, maybe this is unlimited, maybe he could just wipe out all of them instantly, you know. So there's that option. Now if the great cleansing, maybe this isn't the only way you can wipe out the 8 kingdoms, right? The knockup stream, my Nolan video, that discusses other ways to do the great cleansing. My Void Sentry video talks about the great cleansing, so we're gonna get to that very, very soon. I'm still confused. Is it about a thing that got Void Sentry'd in the Discord? No, Dill. It's the Psy video. It's a Psy video. Just wait for it. Don't, just trust me, Dill. Just trust me. Go take care of what you gotta do. It was an pressure stabilizing door. Thank you, Dill. Looks like a bank vault. This is true. Now, when it's like that, it's like you want to preserve it, right? I think that's another interesting sentiment. That's like, this seems like you want to preserve something. Preserving it is different than like, it's like it's important. Then that means all these tombs are important. If these are tombs. What if Eam is the greatest One Piece memorabilia collector? Like, you know, Randy Troy has all the stuff on his wall, right? Eam is greater than that. Eam has a pressurized refrigerated door for all of the merch that he got, or she got, or it got, or the mushroom got. You know what I mean? Like, maybe he's just a fan. Who knows? Who knows? The British Museum of One Piece. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What if he's just a fan? We don't know. We're just saying he's a bad dude. But look, he has such an endearing look. Look how pristine that is. If everyone could afford a refrigerator to this level, I think you would do the same thing. I mean, I've seen some rich people houses. Eam seems pretty wealthy, if you ask me. Look at that drip. Oh God, look at that drip, bro. Look at that drip. Eam, it'd be crazy if Randy is Eam. Yo, let's start it here. Savage drip. Oh my God, we connected the dots. Holy shit. The most savage drip in all of One Piece is probably Eam, and Randy has the savage crew with the savage drip. And I would say Eam is pretty, I mean, look at this. This is pretty savage. Oh man, we clicked it. That's why Randy knows so much. Makes too much sense. Eam is Bartolomeo. Lol, that'd be crazy. Yo, ParVision, you Bengali, sending love and support from another Bengali One Piece YouTuber. Yo, appreciate that. Yeah, it's crazy. One of my alternative names back in the day for when I was a gamer, that kind of thing, I had a different name. And someone with that name on YouTube came in my stream. And I've said this before, my name is within my name, ParVision. And so I was like, no way this dude has my name. And then he was Bengali too. And I was like, what the fuck? That's crazy. And like, we're the same age, and his mom's from the same place as my mom. Like, I was like, holy shit, it's crazy. Gamer Vision. Yeah, if you guys want Gamer Vision back, it's coming. I started playing Valorant again. Might get onto League. It was before the Whiskey Peak Cactus countdown. Got you. Okay, so what I was gonna say, if it was after, then that justifies his spree. But since it was before, he should have stopped there. He should have fucking stopped there. But I get it. He was probably so excited that he kept going. I just don't Like he just went to the Whiskey Peak, and I like entered the stream around there, and he started counting. I remember it came back, and he's like 1 cactus, 2 cactus, 3 cactus, 4, and then he stopped at 7. He was like, no fucking way, and he lost. And I was like, you know, and what I said was the crazier connection was that there's 16 laser beams, and the chapter is 1060, and that's just 1 in 6. That's the crazier connection, right? Oda had that shit planned. League of Legends part versus One Piece part. Technically, the League of Legends part no diffs the One Piece part. Technically, only because the League of Legends part played with Faker. And the equivalent of that would be like meeting Luffy, I guess, right? Because Faker's like Riot's golden boy, the legend, the god. And so like the One Piece, it would be meeting Oda, I guess, right? Like that would be the equivalent. Yeah, so Rookie clears Faker, sadly. Okay, but the you know, okay, banter life. All right. I'm not current. I'm going to Worlds this year, so if anyone's going to Worlds in Madison Square Garden, I'll be there on the first day. But and feel free to say hi if you recognize me. Or don't. You could also Discord me if you're shy. Just I'm all about the connection, so Prime Faker is greatest of all time. It is what it is. You're going to wow. Love to meet up with you all. Especially you One Piece. I think I said One Piece too many times there, but love to see it. Let's see. The recent anime episode is really good. Yeah, I'm excited. Let's see. Mr. Bushido with the 2-year-old. Im-sama is a statue. Yeah. I should have. Mr. Bushido. You're right. We talked about this on the thing. I mentioned this in the previous video. I don't know why I didn't bring it up to Morge. Because that was literally what I was asking. I was hiding it from Morge. So, 274. I think it's... Oh, wait. That's way too far. It's 244. My brain derped. 244. This thing, right? Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Definitely could. I mean, look at... Like, if you just put the squiggly eyes there, yeah, you got it, right? Like... And this is so recognizable. Man, that video still, I think it was a Jinbei video when I talked about it. There was an elemental hockey video, and then there's a chapter reaction analysis that I talked about Vars in there. Very interesting. But you don't have a Bengali accent. Yeah, I was born here, so that is why. I'm not from Bangladesh. My parents are. If Emu could obliterate islands on her own like this, then why would the Gorosei ask about Emu's opinion about what island? Anant Shukla. That is a great question. That is a great question. I have asked that, or I've pondered that in previous streams before, about the hierarchy, right? Like, because you could go off and say that Im isn't powerful because the Gorosei were taking the orders, right? But you could say that everything is so beneath Im that there's no reason for Im to even, interact, right? And that's why the Gorosei were offloaded this role. And the important thing there, I think, is that I think it lends itself to one, there might be more methods of obliterating an island. And if you haven't watched my Nolan video, I'd watch that for that understanding. And we talked about it on stream. There's more than one way to get the effect of this, maybe not to the same degree. That is the difference. Now, the other part of it is maybe the Gorosei needed to get whatever they needed to in place, right? Because there's a shadow above it. In my opinion, there's something above, right above the clouds, above Leloucia. It was set in place, and maybe the Gorosei needed to prepare whatever it is, and Im has the trigger, essentially. They don't have the trigger. They need to do the grunt work, essentially. That's what it might be. But a great question. Because, that takes to ask that question, you have to really look at that scene and understand the hierarchy. And I like it when people, because I asked the same thing. Oh, there it is, right here. Anyway, it's like these are the Gorosei. They were showed us to be the highest ranking of everything, and then there's Eam. So then if Eam is higher, then why are they asking? Why are they doing anything? They haven't done shit. They failed so many times. But that was the point of the Nolan video, right? Like, are the Gorosei competent? Can they do stuff? And like, even in this chapter, I'm not gonna lie, the Gorosei kind of didn't do anything, right? Because it's like, they just kind of like knew where it was, but it doesn't seem like they participated. They just cut off the communications, most likely. But like, maybe they did the trigger because the timing of it, right? No, but they were cutting this off. Maybe that's what it is. The Gorosei were monitoring Sabo stuff, and Eam was just taking care of Lucia. Maybe it was disjointed. Like, they weren't talking. It's interesting. But, so I'm going to look at the chat for a little bit. It hit 5 p.m., but I like talking with you guys, so. And I feel weird. Oh, I let the poll go on for too long. Morge hit 50-50. That's fine. He's the guest. We got to show our guests courtesy. I'll let him know that we tied. I'll end it there. Thank you for letting me know that, Dill. Yeah, let's see what else the chat is saying. But, you know, if you guys enjoyed the stream and you guys tuned in late, the VOD will be posted on my second channel, ParVision VODs. I stream every Thursday when there's a chapter, but also when there's not a chapter, because I can do a break week discussion. Sometimes I bring in a creator, which might happen the next break week. Just look out for that. But Thursday stream, Saturday nights I usually stream watch parties on Twitch of the newest One Piece episode. Then on Sundays at 3, the same time as this stream, I have Voice of All Things. I can say it. So next week, so this week was Morge. Next week is the Volume 1 podcast. The week after that, things are shifting a little bit, but I got Jay. And then the week after that, I got Brago. So look forward to that. That is his current schedule. I have more than that scheduled in also. There's the rest of this year, I'm going to try to do as many collabs as possible. So if there's also a creator I haven't interacted with and you want me to, put me on their radar or put me on their, like, either way, get the radar, whatever. So oh, and then I should say also, me and Sensei is gonna come onto my stream on the next break week. The cat's out of the bag. And then yeah. So we got a lot going on. Threevil. I'm gonna be planning that on. Bring Mosh DMC. Yeah, so me and Mosh have an episode, and I'm gonna bring him back. My plan is to bring back like the homies later on at the end. Yep, Sensei too. Sensei's back on One Piece, so I was just like, yo, I gotta get Sensei. Whenever Sensei is online on Twitch, I always try to tune in because he has a homie vibe. You know, not homie, like, yeah, homies, but like homely, accepting. I really vibe with that kind of thing. So I may not talk all the time in his streams, but when I'm there, he always, you know, is accepting with keeping to his own, you know, person at the same time. So anything else? Oh yeah, so I should just end by saying this big video, moment I stop streaming, I will get on that video. It should be up around 7 to 7:30. It's a really big video. I'm literally tagging every creator on it, which sounds like a dick move, but you'll understand why if you watch it. It will be premiering. I'll be in the chat. That's the whole point of it. And so after that video premieres around like 9, it's a 30-minute video, 38-minute video. I started it on Friday and I just pulled it. I pulled basically an all-nighter today to get it done. It took a lot more editing than I usually do, but this video is worth it. And I think you'll understand this point if you come and watch it. The overall point is I appreciate every single one of you guys for being here, for talking with me, spending time with me, spending your Sunday, whatever day, wherever you are in the world. Truly do appreciate it. And, you know, I may not get to every single chat or every single, you know, conversation or every single person's name, but hopefully you guys recognize I do try my best to read and see everything. And when I post up the VODs, I do see them. If you guys want to try to talk, have more conversations, join the Discord. And then that being said, after the premiere around 9 p.m., I'll do the watch party on Twitch tonight. Notifications will go on Discord, and there'll be a tweet going posted. Yeah, I heard this episode's crazy. So it's okay, you never sleep. Yep, I don't typically sleep well, but that's a conversation for the Twitch stream. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's stream. Thank you for joining me and listening to The Voice of All Things with your host ParVision and our Buster Call guest Morge. There'll be many, many more streams like this, and hopefully you guys are there for it.